It's just past 10 o'clock at night. The world outside is winding down, streetlights casting a soft glow on empty sidewalks, and most of your neighbors are already tucked into bed. Inside, the house is still and silent, the only sound the faint hum of the refrigerator. You find yourself standing in front of the open fridge, bathed in its cool, artificial light. The kitchen feels like a small, private universe, separate from the rest of the sleeping world. You're not actually hungry. Dinner was just a couple of hours ago, and your stomach isn't rumbling. But there's a different kind of emptiness, a subtle ache that food seems to promise to fill. It's not about physical need, but about seeking comfort, distraction, or maybe just a moment of peace. Maybe you've had a tough day at work, or you're feeling the sting of loneliness as the night stretches on. Stress, anxiety, or even boredom can whisper to you, nudging you toward the fridge in search of relief. Your hand hovers over the leftovers. Maybe it's cold pizza, a slice of cake, or a tub of ice cream. Each bite offers a brief escape, a way to push aside the worries and emotions that feel too heavy to carry into the night. In these moments, eating isn't about satisfying hunger. It's about soothing emotions, filling a void, or simply giving yourself something to do when solutions or comforting words feel out of reach. The act of eating becomes a silent companion, a ritual that promises comfort, even if only for a few minutes. For a fleeting moment, the world and its problems fade away. The crunch of a chip, the sweetness of chocolate, or the creamy coldness of ice cream becomes your focus. It's a sensory escape, a way to ground yourself in something simple and pleasurable. Many of us, especially those who grew up in the 90s, learned early on that food could be more than just fuel. It was a reward for good behavior, a treat after a hard day, or a way to celebrate and connect with family. These memories linger, shaping how we seek comfort as adults. But the comfort food brings is often short-lived. After the last bite, the feelings you tried to escape can return, sometimes joined by a sense of emptiness or regret. Guilt and frustration creep in, making you question why you reached for that snack in the first place. The relief you sought is replaced by self-criticism, and the original stress feels even heavier. This cycle, seeking comfort, eating, then feeling worse, can become a familiar pattern, one that's hard to break. Each night the urge returns, and the fridge becomes both a friend and a foe. But recognizing this pattern is powerful. It's the first step toward understanding your relationship with food and your emotions. With awareness, you can begin to find new ways to comfort yourself, ways that nourish not just your body, but your mind and heart as well. Emotional eating is when we turn to food not because our bodies need nourishment, but because our minds are seeking comfort or distraction. It's a way of using food to soothe feelings, rather than to satisfy physical hunger. This can happen to anyone, and it often sneaks up on us during moments of stress, sadness, boredom, or anxiety. Instead of addressing the root of our emotions, we reach for something to eat, hoping it will make us feel better, even if just for a moment. Emotional eating is a coping mechanism, a way to deal with uncomfortable feelings or to fill a void. You might find yourself reaching for snacks when you're overwhelmed at work, or mindlessly eating in front of the TV when you're feeling lonely or bored. The urge to eat isn't coming from your stomach, but from your emotions. It's a learned response, and over time it can become a habit that's hard to break. Physical hunger, on the other hand, builds gradually. It's your body's natural signal that it needs fuel, and it can usually be satisfied by a variety of foods. You might notice your stomach growling or feel low on energy. When you eat to satisfy physical hunger, you're more likely to stop when you're full, and you don't feel guilty afterward. Emotional hunger feels different. It often comes on suddenly and feels urgent, like you need to eat right now. It usually craves specific comfort foods, like sweets, salty snacks, or rich, fatty meals. These foods are often linked to memories or feelings of comfort and safety. When you eat these comfort foods, your brain releases dopamine, a chemical that gives you a quick sense of pleasure and relief. For a short time, it can feel like your worries have melted away. But this relief is temporary, and the underlying emotions often return once the food is gone. Over time, your brain learns to associate certain foods with emotional comfort. This creates a conditioned response. Whenever you feel a certain way, you crave those foods. Sometimes, these patterns start in childhood, when we're given treats to cheer us up or celebrate. It's important to remember that emotional eating isn't a moral failing or a sign of weakness. It's a learned behavior, often shaped by our early experiences and the ways we've been taught to handle emotions. Many people struggle with it, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. When other coping skills are missing or underdeveloped, food can become a tool for managing emotions. It's a way to distract ourselves, numb uncomfortable feelings, or create a sense of control when life feels overwhelming. The goal isn't to judge yourself or feel guilty about emotional eating. Instead, it's about understanding your patterns and being curious about your relationship with food. Self-awareness is the first step toward making positive changes. By noticing when and why you eat emotionally, what triggers you, what foods you crave, and how you feel before and after, you can start to break the automatic link between feelings and food. This process takes time and patience, but it's possible. Developing this awareness is the foundation for real change. It opens the door to new ways of coping with emotions and taking care of yourself. With time, you can build healthier habits, like reaching out to a friend, journaling, moving your body, or preparing a nourishing meal that support both your emotional and physical well-being. For many of us, emotional eating started in childhood. Remember being given a cookie to stop crying or ice cream as a reward? These moments taught us that food could fix feelings. The 90s reinforced this with colorful snacks and ads promising happiness in every bite. We learned to associate certain foods with comfort and celebration. Often our parents used food as a quick fix, lacking better tools for emotional support. As a result, many of us never learned to process emotions in healthy ways. Reaching for food became automatic, a habit, not a conscious choice. Recognizing these roots isn't about blame, but understanding. With compassion, we can start to build new ways to care for ourselves. Emotional eating follows a predictable cycle. It starts with a trigger: stress, loneliness, boredom, or anxiety. This discomfort sparks cravings for high-sugar, high-fat foods. Eating provides a brief escape, a dopamine-fueled moment of relief. But the comfort fades quickly, replaced by guilt and shame. You might feel angry at yourself or worry about your health. These negative emotions become new triggers, restarting the cycle. The more it repeats, the more automatic it becomes. Understanding this loop is key to breaking it. Awareness lets you interrupt the pattern and choose differently. Today's world makes emotional eating even harder to resist. Chronic stress from work, money, and family keeps us on edge, fueling cravings. Poor sleep disrupts hunger hormones, making us hungrier and less able to choose wisely. Screens and social media add boredom and comparison, triggering more emotional eating. Body image pressures create a painful loop. Feeling bad about your body leads to comfort eating, which worsens body image. These modern triggers make old habits stronger. Recognizing them helps you prepare and respond with healthier choices. You're not alone in facing these pressures. Emotional eating isn't about weak willpower. It's a learned, automatic response, reinforced over years, not a conscious choice. Stress floods your brain with hormones, making rational decisions harder and cravings stronger. Expecting willpower to win is unrealistic. It's like stopping a train with your hands. The solution isn't to try harder, but to understand what's really happening. Ask, what am I feeling? What do I truly need right now? Curiosity, not criticism, helps you break the cycle. Building new skills and habits is the real path forward. You're not broken, you're human, adapting to stress the best way you knew how. Change starts with understanding, not self-blame. If willpower isn't the answer, mindfulness is. Instead of fighting cravings or trying to force yourself to resist, mindfulness invites you to slow down and pay attention to what's really happening inside you. It's about being present in the moment, without judgment, and noticing your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations as they arise. Mindfulness means pausing and noticing what you feel before you eat. It's a gentle check-in with yourself, a moment to ask, what's going on for me right now? This pause can be as simple as taking a breath and observing your emotions, your hunger, and even your surroundings. Ask yourself, am I truly hungry, or am I feeling something else like stress, boredom, or sadness? Sometimes we reach for food not because our bodies need it, but because we're seeking comfort or distraction. Mindfulness helps you recognize these patterns. Check in with your body and emotions. Name what you're feeling. Are you anxious, tired, or maybe just thirsty? Giving a name to your feelings can help you understand your true needs, and it's the first step toward responding with kindness rather than habit. This small pause creates space for choice instead of autopilot. It's in this space that you can decide what you really want, rather than reacting automatically. Even a few seconds of mindful awareness can make a big difference. When you do eat, try mindful eating. Sit down, notice the food, eat slowly, and savor each bite. Pay attention to the colors, textures, and flavors. Notice how your body feels as you eat, and check in with your hunger and fullness along the way. Mindful eating reconnects you with your body's true hunger and fullness signals. You'll start to notice when you're satisfied rather than eating until you're overly full. This awareness can help you enjoy your food more and feel better after meals. The goal isn't to ban comfort food, but to make eating a conscious choice. Mindfulness allows you to enjoy treats without guilt because you're choosing them intentionally, not out of habit or emotional need. Sometimes a treat is perfectly fine if it's chosen with awareness, not compulsion. Savoring a dessert or snack can be a joyful experience when you're fully present for it, rather than feeling out of control. Mindfulness gives you back control over your choices. It empowers you to respond to your needs thoughtfully, rather than reacting impulsively. Over time, this practice builds confidence and trust in yourself. You can respond to emotions with care, not just food. Maybe you need a walk, a chat with a friend, or a moment of rest. Mindfulness helps you discover new ways to nurture yourself beyond eating. This practice breaks the rigid link between feeling and eating, opening up space for healthier habits and a more compassionate relationship with yourself. With mindfulness, every meal becomes an opportunity to listen, learn, and care for your body and mind. Mindfulness opens the door to new coping skills. Build a toolkit of healthy ways to manage emotions. Keep a list where you'll see it. Movement is powerful. A walk, dancing, or stretching can shift your mood. Choose activities you enjoy, so they feel like self-care, not punishment. Connection matters. Call a friend, text someone, or journal your feelings. Expressing emotions by talking or writing reduces their intensity. Self-compassion is essential. When you slip, respond with kindness, not criticism. Relaxation techniques, deep breathing, a warm bath, or meditation, calm your body and mind. Your toolkit helps you meet emotional needs directly, not just with food. Change is gradual. Every small step counts. You're learning new ways to care for yourself. This is how you build lasting change. Healing your relationship with food is a journey, not a race. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Some days you'll use new skills. Other days, old habits return. That's normal. Celebrate small wins, pausing before eating, choosing a walk, or naming an emotion. Each conscious choice rewires your brain for the better. You're not alone. Many share these struggles, especially those raised in the 90s. Talk to friends or seek professional support if needed. Change is possible, and you are capable. This journey is an act of self-respect and care. You are worthy of a peaceful, nourishing relationship with food.